10 seconds. Flop it around with the curtain. Awesome. Let's see how long it takes to get people. There we go. We got one. 29 seconds in. Well, how's it going? U.S. Army, how's it going? Saudi gentleman. What's up, Dan? How's it going? 11 people. Cool. Well, if I was running a trucking company, I'd take you up on that, but I'm not right now. So let's see what each brings. Okay, 15 people in. One thumbs up. My guys, the thumbs up icon. It's free. It does a little something for the channel. Let's get all 15 of you to click that button. Then we'll give a reminder every couple minutes to the new people who come in. Dreary weather out there today. Still in Cincinnati. Haven't done anything this month. Just sit in a hotel room. Thus the second live of the week. At least I can see the river today. Yesterday was storming and rainy and couldn't even see the river, and it's just sort of right there out the window. What's up, Randall? How's it going? All right, guys, reach over and click that thumbs up icon. See if we can't max that out today at 100%. 2 minutes, 28 seconds in. 19 people on. Middle of the day, so I didn't expect to get a ton of people, but hopefully we'll get up around 50, 80, maybe 100. So what's everybody doing today? Guys at work? You off work? What's up, Garen? Yeah, coffee. I could use coffee, actually. It's noon here. And let's see, I got up at 6, had some breakfast, a little bit of coffee. Been kind of just watching YouTube all day. Retired, huh, Gary? That's good. It's good to be retired. I look forward to that someday. Head to Newfoundland on a side-by-side run. Nice. Nice. That's awesome, Dan. Things are going good. Christian Peterson. Good to have you guys on. Yeah, I bet, Gary. Oh, man, William. I really want to sell Trisha. I would love to sell Trisha right now without even fixing the paint job. I don't really have time to give it what it needs. I'd probably sell that truck for 25, 23, 23 grand. Just so I didn't have to strip it and paint it myself. I don't really have time. I'm trying to move. I got to get the old house sold so I can afford to live. How's it going, Neil? What's up, Darren? How's it going, brother? Good to see you guys. So, you guys notice I'm wearing my check engine shirt. These shirts are available on merch shop. And that's James Pretty Shop. So if you guys want to check engine shirt, go to jamespretty.shop and get you one. You know, William, that's not a horrible idea, actually. The only problem is it's all of the paint. The paint did stick better to the aluminum, but you can still blow it off. But that's not a horrible idea. That's not a horrible idea. I'm not saying that I'm going to do that, but I'm not saying I'm not going to do that either. We're going to have to see. But really, the truck needs to be completely stripped. We need to take the glass back out and get all of the paint out from under the window rubbers and re-prep that and repaint it. And I may try that first. You know, I don't want to rhino line that thing, but I would just like to fix it. And I don't know. They didn't do any of the body work either. There's some dents in the back of the cab that they didn't do anything with, and that sucks. So it really needs to have some body work done anyway. So probably what will happen is I'll take the glass out. I'll finish pressure wash stripping the roof. Then I'll mask that off, and I'll mask off the headlight panels. And then I'll have some really good aircraft stripper from back when it wasn't illegal to own it. So I may just strip it back down to metal and start again. Do the strip and clean, and then do the body work. So we'll see. Gary, I'm not really sure what happened with the paint. So the story is a guy picked it up. He chemically stripped all of the metal, and it looked great. It was down to the bare aluminum, and it looked great. They hand stripped, sanded all of the fiberglass. It looked good. I'm trying to think if I saw it in primer. I think I saw it in primer. It looked good. Supposedly, it went strip to metal, clean and prep, etching primer, sealer, primer, paint, clear. I can't say that didn't happen because I wasn't there, but I don't know. I don't know what happened. The person that painted it, it's not his first time. You know, his work is out there. He didn't try and rip me off price-wise. I thought it was a pretty good deal for the paint job. He really wanted to paint Black Betty, so like he was trying to do a good job on Crystal, so that I'd let him paint Betty. You know, I had the truck for a long time. He called me as soon as he got finished painting it, and then the paint started coming off on the roof. We thought maybe the fiberglass had some sort of silicone issue. But once I got it home, it wasn't just the roof. It was the roof and the visor, and the visor had no repairs ever on it before, so it was obviously not exposed to the same chemicals that could have been on the roof. And then once I started taking the paint off, it was coming off the aluminum as well. And so I don't know. And we just started there, so he didn't miss anything yet. What's up, Tony? Of course, you got to come out and see the farm this winter, and it's a ranch. Jessica will slap me if I say farm. It is a ranch. But anyhow, yeah, you have to come, Tony. What's up, Glenn? How's it going? What's up, Jeffrey? What's up, Mike? Be curious as to the products they used as we discussed yesterday. Yeah, Bow Slap, Nason. And the problem with buying, I didn't want Nason paint. I priced Omni, And that was like the first thing that happened between me and the painter was, I wanted to buy the paint. He wanted to buy the paint. He wanted to use Nason because it's what he uses. And I wanted him to use Omni because it's what I use. And so that was the first thing that I probably should have said. I probably should have forced him to use my paint, but then if I would have forced him to use my paint and the same thing happened, then I would be the one that would be responsible. And then I would have just ate that money. But since he forced the paint, he used the paint, and the paint didn't hold, he gave me my money back, not even a question. He actually called me and said, listen, I can't fix the truck. I'm just going to refund you. He goes, I've got a ton of hours in it. I don't know what's going on. It's never happened to me before. Dude, straight up, honest with me. Like I said, it was his idea to refund me. He refunded me the money pretty fast. And so I have no problem with that. The only thing I'm really out is the time. So it is what it is. It would have been better for him if he would have used the paint I wanted to use, because then he could have been like, look, man, I didn't want to use that paint. That's what you used. And he could have stuck me with it. I don't think he would have. He's a pretty straight up guy. It's just unfortunate that it turned out the way it did. Yeah, Tone, there's all kinds of good spots to do some riding. It's very hilly and curvy around there. Yeah, I'm not sure, William. I'm just not sure what we're going to do with it. Yeah, the paint, BB King's asked if it was peeling off the primer. Yes, the primer is stuck. The primer seems to be on there pretty good. The paint just did not stick to the primer. And you can, you can pressure wash it off, which is kind of cheating because pressure washer is badass anyways. And I've blown off some paint that's been on trucks for 10 years. But it wasn't like that. It was like I could be about this far away from it and it would blow a bubble under the paint, like a big bubble. So it's not adhered at all. And then where it is stuck enough that you can't just, get it with the pressure washer, you can just pick it with your fingernail and just get it started and you can peel off the strip. It's definitely not bonded to the primer at all. Yeah, Gary, Twin Sticks did an okay job on that. So Twin Sticks has two paint experiences. He did urethane on the Snowman, and he did base clear on the Peak. So those are his only two real experiences, and he had to work his ass off on the Peak to fix that paint job. Paint's not easy. I've done paint. I painted a Ducati motorcycle. I painted a Ford Ranger. I painted a bunch of military stuff, but it's not easy. A pro painter makes it look easy, but sometimes they still have to work for it. I think Twin Sticks did a good job for painting in his garage. I haven't seen the truck in person, but it looks pretty good. I just watched his latest video, put the visor on today. A lot of people have been mentioning Ray from Team Steam. I want you guys to know that I consider Ray to be a friend of mine, internet friend of mine. I supported his channel and pushed it for a while to get a lot more people interested in watching it because I thought the guy was doing a great job. Since then, we've talked many times on the internet, and he was the first person that I contacted when I saw the paint on Trisha and sent him pictures and videos. And Ray, the nice thing about Ray is, even though he doesn't really know me and I don't know him, he still spent some time talking with me, and he didn't have anything good to say about that, and I understand, and I would love to have Ray paint for me. The problem is I think we're like either 23 or 26 hour drive. I can't drive the truck to him. I'd have to tow it to him. So you're talking about, a lot of money. So Ray, I'm going to give some generic numbers. Ray probably would charge me $25,000-$30,000 to do what I need to do to that truck, because Trisha's frame was the first one we did. at the house, and so we just wire wheeled it and painted it. It needs to be sandblasted, then his standard 2 or 3 coats primer, 2 or 3 coats of paint, and the truck needs to be stripped and all the body work done. A bunch of fiberglass repairs, so he'd have a lot of hours in that thing. So probably talking $25,000, $30,000, $35,000 plus 10 grand to get it there and back. So I just don't have that money. So yeah, it's going to get a strip of paint right where it is, or I'm going to sell it without doing it, one or the other. Yeah, I was pretty upset, Glenn. I still am. You know that he had that truck, I think, from October until May, June. And I gave him the money up front, so I was out the money the whole time. So I was pretty upset. I'm still pretty upset. You know, I would have never done that. I would have just painted the roof and left Trisha with the paint scheme. Well, Trisha was kind of haggard, and I thought, well, you know, I want to try a paint job local before I spend the money to have Betty done. I'm just glad I didn't spend the money on Betty and then have to restrip that. But anyways, I'm still upset about it. But it's not his fault nor his problem. The deal's done. He's a stand-up guy. I got nothing bad to say about him. The situation sucks, and it sucks as much for him, dude. He's probably got a couple hundred hours that he did for free on that truck. You know, so it is what it is. Yeah, Neil, exactly. Trisha is a problem because it's in the shop. It's a problem because I need to do a strip of paint. It's a problem because I'm trying to move. It's a problem because X should have been done 2 months ago. I'm sure Seth is getting real tired of waiting. So we have a good thing about X, a little X update. The exhaust pieces came. So I'm only waiting on a couple of little things now, and it's something that I can get from Fleet Pride. I should be going home soon. We'll order the few things we need from Fleet Pride, and we'll get that truck. We'll get that truck put together, do a maiden voyage. We'll camera it all up, and we'll take it across town and get some fuel and do a little shakedown. But the big thing is I broke the hood, and I can't open or close the hood. It's open right now, but I can't close it. So I've got to do some fiberglass repairs, which I suck at. So we're going to do some fiberglass repairs together. And it's a big job because I really broke the hood bad. So we'll get the hood fixed. We'll do a shifter. We'll do some taillight electrical. We'll do some cleaning up and zip tying all of the air lines and making that all pretty. We'll get the exhaust on. And we'll maiden voyage that. That has to be done this month. Seth wants that truck. I want to deliver it, and I want to be able to get that to him. Yeah, BB King's. I don't know. I don't know what he did. He said there's some sealer in there. I don't know it. I mean, which point sealer happened, if sealer happened. I don't know anything about it, but we'll be doing. I told you guys, I think, that I got a paint sponsorship deal with a name brand paint supplier, and we just got a big shipment of supplies in from them, and we're going to be doing we'll be using PPG products when we repaint that. And we'll be following their recipes and their processes. And so hopefully we'll have not a repeat of the problem that it has right now. Let me see. I got to, you know what I'm going to do? There we go. Use my glasses. Try a different color. Maybe the roof is made of a different material. Yeah, so we're thinking it's materials or process. We're gonna strip the whole truck down and start over. The roof is fiberglass. Excuse me. The roof is fiberglass. 80% of the body is aluminum, and so you shouldn't have any trouble painting aluminum and fiberglass with the same product. But like I said, we'll be using PPG products and their recipes and their processes, and hopefully we have a good result. My plan was to get Trisha look good and flip it. I was hoping that so I had Trisha sold before I did anything to it for $25,000, and then I did brakes and bags and bearings and bushings and exhaust, and then I loved the truck and didn't want to sell it. And then a year or so later, I tried to sell it for 35, and I was unsuccessful in getting any offers at that. And so I thought I'd spend 10 grand, get it painted, and try and get 40 out of it. And now I'm back to wishing I'd have just sold it. I don't have time for it. I can't really afford to put any more trucks on the insurance. Right now we have, what do we have? We have Trisha, Marla, Betty, and Crystal on the insurance, and it's ridiculous, $1,000 a month. So I can't really afford to put more trucks on, and I have to put Rhonda on, so Trisha's got to come off. I'd like to sell Crystal as well. It is tough to think about selling them, but I have focused on other things. The Marla project is turning out to be more than double what I anticipated. And then with taking on the debt from the ranch, it's uncontrollable. So a few things got to go. And then once I can get some cash flow and get the main house sold, then we can go back to collecting some nice trucks and build a nice little trucking adventure out there on the ranch. Yeah, I'm not really sure, Gary. I don't remember who did that. Nope, the donkeys are mad at me right now. I'm a slacker. I've been struggling to get power turned on out at the shop and at Jessica's studio. I think we're about to round that corner, and once we do that, then we'll have fresh water for them to drink instead of having to drink creek water all the time. They're probably pretty tired of that. And we're going to get their little shelter cleared up and start feeding them at the barn, at their barn, and hopefully that'll bring them around. Plus, Mama Donkey's been favoring one of her legs, so I'm sure her hooves are bad, so we need to get her tamed enough to get in there and take care of those hooves. I think the last time I did hooves was 1979, 78 maybe. So I'll have to watch a little bit of YouTube and get my old hoof pick out. But, yeah, the donkeys don't like me yet. So I'm sending away the Chevy truck to paint. Yeah, Chevy has for a long time, and even their fleet paint still sucks. So, David, there are. I don't own any of the vehicles that are on the property. I'd like to buy them all. The problem is JP is in the mad stages of cleaning and moving and getting rid of stuff. So I'm too broke to buy anything. So unless we have like a merch drive or something that I can generate some income, I'm afraid I'm going to miss out on having a lot of those things. Where's my mic at? Like my DJI. I only use that with cameras. This is the MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, yeah, MacBook Pro, and it has its own audio, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Dane doesn't. Dane's not a collector. Dane's a businessman who loves trucks. gotta look at it that way. Business guys that buy trucks to flip them, they don't have that same thing I have. I'm a hoarder. I love equipment, so I have a hard time selling. James got that business model down. He can get semi-attached, but he can flip. That's a good thing. I just never had that ability. Oh, I'm not even sure if I have anything. The microphone's on the computer. I wonder if maybe the air from the AC is blowing out. How's that? Is that any better? Let me turn this way. Is that better? Don't. I need a tractor so bad, but I have zero money. I spent every penny of available cash to get the ranch, and so I don't want to sell the Nova. I was just telling Jessica today that I think the Nova is going to be on the chopping block because we need to get a tractor, a bush hog, a backhoe, or an excavator, a baler. Yeah, we have so many things that we need. The biggest thing that's going to help is if I can get everything moved and get rid of the house. I wanted to keep the house because it's my parents', but I'm probably going to have to get rid of it. Either that or I'm going to have to do some overtime at work. It's a horrible background. Yeah. Gary, no, I think the only thing we're going to grow is hay. We're going to put some beef cattle on the property. I've been on the fence about getting some goats, just to keep the fence rows clean. Thing with goats is you got to move their fence all the time. But what I was thinking, because I have, I think I said it the other day, I think we have almost a half a mile of road frontage, and the entire property is fenced, and it's been unkempt. So it's got a ton of kudzu vine and sweet gum bush and tree and a bunch of stuff that needs to be taken care of. And I think goats would be a good way to keep that down. But goats are naughty, and I'm not sure I want to do that. Yeah, David, that'd be cool. And JP's got some dozer loader stuff that I'd love to get off him. Plus, got a couple old, he got an old forklift, old excavator. He's got a bunch of old equipment. I think I could make go. Some of it's junk like what Diesel Creek works with, but I don't know. I just need money, so we'll see how it goes. My ranch is 55 acres. It's not huge. It's bigger than you want to walk, but it's not huge. Neil, so we had the hay cut. We had a guy come. We had a bunch of people that wanted it. We had a guy come, and he cherry picked it. He mowed all of the easy to mow stuff and baled it and scooted and left me with all of the stuff that's hard to bale and hard to cut. Stuff that's kind of wet and will take a little effort. And so I don't really want to deal with that. I'm not a very nice person when it comes to stuff like that, and I just don't want to have to be that way. No timber that I want to cut, Tone. I have a few wooded sections that I want to just keep the way they are. That I've got the enchanted forest, and we'll get you guys. I'm going to get this I call it broadband, but this wireless Wi-Fi extending stuff specifically for land like mine, so we can get some internet in the woods, because I want to do some live stuff into Enchanted for us, and and uh, and I also want to get some internet out to the gun range. Uh, I've got a big plan for gun range. Hopefully you guys are into that sort of stuff. Uh, I never told you guys, but I'm a gun enthusiast and a shooter, and I've always wanted my own range. So we're gonna have some pretty cool stuff happening. How you say that? Lyman? Nelson? Lyman, Colorado? Nice. Your weather's probably cool and dry about right now. Yeah, like it's so funny. Like, I've been debt free for so long that I've just been able to spend whatever money I wanted on whatever I wanted when I wanted it. And now having debt and payments, now it's like, oh, I can't spend that check because now I have to pay this and that. I don't like it. So my main goal right now is to go back to debt free. And it's a lot of money, so that's why I'm going to do it. Oh, yeah, Neil, that would have been cool. Yeah, Devin, I have always wanted it. There was a time when I had the money to do whatever I wanted to do, and I just never bought land. And I only regret like three things in my whole life, and one of them was waiting until I was an old man to buy land. Well, that's weird. So he said the audio improved when I moved the bottle. This one? So the air was ricocheting off of the bottle and blowing out the microphone. Really weird. But I believe it. So my plans for the gun range are going to be to build a shooting platform, obviously, and do some distance. I think I have 500 yards, pretty easy. And it's going to be shooting through the woods. So I'll probably have to like dig out a path in the woods and then put up a berm before my neighbor's woods. But in front of that, I'm going to dig a pond because that land back there gets a little wet. So I'll probably get a earth mover or something in there, dozer maybe, and bore out kind of a long pond and then move that earth up onto the flat, level it out, and dry it up back there. And then we'll have a shorter range just over the pond, and then the long range through the woods. And then I think we'll have a walking path through the woods. It's about 5 acres. Let's say 5 acres. We'll probably have a walking path through the woods with silhouette targets, maybe pop-ups. Which one, Demon? The dump truck? That red Ford dump truck I did the Willet start on? Jessica's like, oh, JT's got some new truck up by his house. I'm like, huh? It's like, yeah, it's, I don't know, just some truck. And then later I was like, oh, so the El Camino's out there by the red dump truck? He goes, no, the red dump truck's gone. That's the one that's at JT. So after I did that Willet start, the clutch didn't work on that truck. And I told JP that it started, but it was, the oil pressure went away. And he said he was going to go out and put a new oil filter on it, maybe change the oil and get the clutch working. And I guess he did because he drove that truck over to his house. So I'm sure that truck's going to be sold now. I won't get the opportunity to get it, which is fine. I'll have the money anyway. What's up, Big Paul? Yeah, Neil, yeah, I plan to build a 40 by 100 three-sided building, single slope, just to get trucks in out of the weather, and to get me under a cover so I don't have to work out in the sun. But that's the plan. I think what will happen is we get the trucks moved. I got to work some sort of deal out to get a tractor, and then sell the current house, and then I'll build the shop and pay down the property. And then we'll see. I may even build just a roof if it's cheaper. If it's that much cheaper, I'll do a 40 by 100 roof only. Nice. I always like the LTL. Man, we only got 37 people on it. Where's all my people? No, not allowed to be working at noon on Thursday. Yes, you need a convention, I think. So how did you guys want to do it? Let's see, there's 35 of you on. I'm gonna need just $100 a month from all 35 of you. We can do wire transfer or Venmo. Oh yeah, tell them, how is the marina? You like working there? You like it better than fish hatchery? What a better way to spend your break on the phone or on the iPad or on the TV with internet, watching the James Pretty Live show. Super exciting.